Functional freeze is a trauma response that happens when your nervous system gets stuck in survival mode after prolonged stress and or emotional abuse. Hi, everybody. My name is Grayson Kahn, and I'm going to teach you guys how to remove this trauma response today out of your nervous system. But first, I want to get into what exactly is functional freeze, where does it come from, why we experience it, and the different places inside the body that the trauma response manifests. And I'm going to give you guys some suggestions to follow up with this energy healing as well. That way you guys are good to go. And yeah, I'm super excited. This video was requested by a new follower on TikTok. So super grateful for you. Thank you so much. And I'm also super grateful for all of you who are subscribed to me, who do follow my social media, who do engage with me. Thank you so much. You guys are helping me literally move one step closer to leaving the matrix full time. That way I can dedicate my entire life and energy to all of this kind of stuff. To teach you guys how to heal, to teach you guys how to empower yourselves, break out of these dysfunctional, disempowering, traumatic generational trauma cycles so that y'all can start living your best lives, okay? And take your power back. So here we go. First things first, I have all my notes right here, so that's why I'll be looking over here. Otherwise, those of y'all who have been with me for a long time, y'all know I do get sidetracked a lot. So this is how I'm going to stay organized. All right. Functional freeze is a combination of the fawn response, so appeasing the people-pleasing response, and shutting down. So freeze and fawn together makes functional freeze. So what does this mean? It means that you keep functioning, but feel disconnected. You feel numb inside. You feel emotionally frozen. And a lot of the times when we go through an entire lifetime of narcissistic abuse or even get involved in narcissistic relationships, sometimes we're not fully conscious of this going on, but it is happening subconsciously. So also your body and your mind will stay in high alert. So instead of fight or flight, you literally get paralyzed in action. You almost kind of like freeze in time. And this often happens when you had to suppress your emotions for safety, especially in toxic relationships. I am a Sagittarius, and growing up in a narcissistic family system where telling the truth was absolutely dangerous. Oh my God, I like developed all of the different trauma responses, and it was absolutely terrifying. So okay, we're going to talk about why did you experience functional freeze, and this is specifically for post-narcissistic abuse. So if you are drawn to my channel, you are drawn to me, there is a reason for that. One of my biggest purposes is to help people break out of these narcissistic abusive trauma cycles for good so that you eventually stop attracting them, you eventually stop engaging with them, right? Like you can fully heal from this extremely traumatic abuse. And so anyways, after experiencing an entire lifetime of narcissistic abuse or simply just relationships in general, your body learned to survive by shutting down. So, this happens because of one, you were gaslit and emotionally invalidated constantly. So you constantly felt like you were questioning your own reality. You started to feel unsafe trusting yourself because narcissists, they gaslight you so much and it affects your hippocampus, your amygdala, your prefrontal cortex. Like it affects your brain so hard and your mind so hard and your psyche as well that you literally start to betray your own intuition and you're just kind of like maybe I am the one that's the problem. And well, this person says I can't be trusted, well, then I definitely can't trust myself, right? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to rely on them for that external validation because that helps them maintain control over you financially, emotionally, in all the ways, right? So if you're seeking external validation outside of yourself and you're betraying your own intuition, not trusting yourself, well, that's a win-win for them. You know what I mean? It's a lose-lose for us, right? So yeah, fuck that. We're not going to do that anymore. Okay, let's see, what else do I want to talk about? So yeah, your nervous system responded to this abuse by freezing your emotions and your thoughts to protect you. Okay. Second thing is you had to stay small to avoid conflict. Oh my gosh. I literally remember doing this like so much throughout my childhood and my teenagehood, even into my adult life. Like literally making myself small. So for whatever irrational reason, I wouldn't like die, right? Like I wouldn't be able to be threatened, but it's such an illusion. Okay. Like I'm gonna help you guys drop that illusion. So, anyways, what narcissists do is they create a power imbalance and they force you to suppress your own needs, your opinions, and desires. And so what happens is your body just naturally adopts this state of emotional paralysis. Okay. I know I personally went through this with my own narcissistic mother. I could just tell, like, at times when I was genuinely enjoying something that I knew was authentic to me, like, there was always this, like, kind of response and kind of face. And I was like, okay, bitch, hater. Anyways, third thing is chronic hypervigilance wore you down. So if when you were in a constant state of fear, so mm, I feel like I want to like mention something else about this. Oh yeah. So okay, yeah, this is more leaning into like the people pleasing fawn response. Okay. So when you're in a constant state of fear and you're watching, over analyzing for those triggers and trying to avoid those triggers that are going to set off the narcissist. Also watching for their mood shifts, right? Your nervous system gets overloaded and it eventually shuts down into freeze mode. Okay. And I do want to mention this is coming through as a channel message. This is also where some autoimmune diseases start in the non-physical and manifest in the physical body. That people pleasing programming and tendencies and energy that gets trapped in the nervous system due to this abuse can physically manifest as autoimmune disorders and disease. So, pretty interesting. That came directly from my higher self. Um, and then the fourth thing is you had no safe escape route. Okay, you had adults and people around you who didn't healthily validate you. They pushed what the abuser was doing under the rug. They just pretended like it didn't even happen, or just pretended that it was something normal. Okay, and it's not normal. That abuse is not normal to go through and endure. And don't even get me started about how like normal it is in society and how we need to fucking collapse it. And I'm just so over it. Um, but yeah, your freeze response, it's a last resort survival mechanism. So when you can't fight or flight, when that's not even possible. And I've heard of many people on the internet who talk about how growing up in a narcissistic family system does the same exact thing to your brain as a veteran in a war situation, like the way their brain comes out from trauma, from PTSD. Like the CPTSD gets developed the same way because the child is trapped, right? Like for me, I was trapped. I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have anyone to provide for me. I didn't have anyone to support me. I was stuck where I was because I couldn't fend for myself. I couldn't just get up and drive and go to the grocery store or start providing income for myself. I literally was trapped in my dynamics. I was stuck for years. Okay. And so this is a way that this functional freeze starts to develop in your nervous system. So then, in order to do this energy healing, in order to remove the trauma response, you have to know where it's manifesting to fully get it out of your system and out of your body. So then I used ChatGPT and I said, okay, what aspects of the body, like what are all the aspects that are affected by functional freeze? Okay, first thing is the nervous system, and it specifically said autonomic dysregulation. So we have the ANS, the autonomic nervous system, and we have the parasympathetic nervous system. For me, I had to heal from neuropathy like several times throughout my healing journey. Yeah, I'm channeling. I don't have to do that anymore, but I did have to do that because I channeled the other day, a couple days ago, where neuropathy comes from. Like, what is it in the non-physical and why it manifests? And it basically manifests as stuck energy. Okay, there's trapped energy in the body. There's no movement. There's stagnancy in your nerves. And that's where neuropathy comes from, that tingling, that pain sensation in your nerves. Okay, that's where that comes from. Um, but yeah, I'm just going to read really quick what the notes say. So, your sympathetic fight or flight and your parasympathetic rest and digest are in conflict with each other, as well as your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve becomes dysregulated and it makes it feel hard to feel calm and engaged with life. So, in my first Healing Your Nervous System video, I talk about how to do the same energy healing on your vagus nerve so these same techniques can be applied. So, just stay tuned for that. Okay, the second part of the body, your brain and cognition. So specifically the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, and the hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for memory retention. So if you are gaslit for years of your life and invalidated, your hippocampus, you're going to have a hard time having memory recall. Okay, and there are some binaural beats that I like to listen to that have been helping me. I'm still healing from the memory retention. So, yeah, if you constantly like dissociate or you constantly forget things, that's a big reason why your hippocampus was severely affected. The prefrontal cortex, so this is where your decision making happens and your rational thinking, and it starts to slow down because of this abuse. Okay. And it causes a lot of brain fog and indecision, and you're just kind of like lost. You don't have a sense of direction in life. Okay. And then also the amygdala. I do want to talk about something really quick about the amygdala, trigger warning. This is, it becomes hyperactive, and that causes you also to feel stuck in survival mode. One of the things was when I started healing myself and connecting with my inner child and unblocking my memories, I had like a stored panic attack, actually in my nervous system as a whole, and also in my amygdala from getting sexually abused by my uncle in childhood when I was 6. And so that's another thing that can be sitting there energetically. If this is your first time doing unconventional energy healing techniques on yourself, just give yourself grace and be compassionate with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up for not remembering or wishing that you had left earlier than when you did with your narcissistic family or lovers. Okay. Uh, yeah, moving on to muscles and energy. So this is a big thing, chronic fatigue and tension. I had to heal myself from chronic fatigue syndrome and chronic inflammation post narcissistic abuse. I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but just going to briefly mention it. If you guys want me to do an energy healing video on that, please request it in the comments. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't request it, I'm not going to make a video on it. So y'all got to let me know. You got to engage. You got to like my videos, subscribe, comment, let me know. Okay. So this is when you have stiff muscles or weak muscles, and you have adrenal fatigue. Okay, so this is from prolonged stress, and this actually affects your sleep. All right, you get like shit sleep, you constantly wake up in the middle of the night. It's very annoying. I always invested in like the best of the best things for my bedroom and my bed, and even doing that, it still like didn't fully resolve my body, like my sleep issues. And so anyway, thank God for my energy healing techniques, because that literally allowed me to get a full night's rest. So, I'm going to be quite honest. I haven't 100% fully healed my sleep cycles and whatever, like everything that goes into that for whatever reason. But once I figure that out, I'm definitely going to make a video on it. So, but I do sleep a lot better than I used to. Okay. And yeah, another thing is like you feel drained constantly, feel unmotivated, disconnected from your body. You feel like you just can't do anything. You can't accomplish anything. You can't be successful. Like you just kind of like give up on yourself too easy, or you lack respect for yourself. And you're like, you get like this rush, this energetic rush of like one day you're super motivated to do something. And then the next you're just like, I can't do this, but you can't do this. Okay. I'm here to tell you that you can do this. I am living proof that you can get through anything. All right. The fourth thing is the digestive system. So this is your gut-brain connection. So a lot of you who go through this functional freeze response, you end up getting slow digestion um, due to the freeze response affecting the vagus nerve. Okay. So you may suffer from bloating constantly, constipation, nausea, lack of appetite. I went through all of that stuff. Yeah, it was not fun. And I always felt like I always went to the gym and I always tried different things. And I'm like, why can't I get a flat stomach? And it was literally because of the narcissistic, abusive energy that I was still attached to, cord wise. Like there was a cord connected to my narcissistic mother. And there was still some kind of like lingering energy around my energy that was affecting me. And it was just attacking the shit out of my solar plexus. And your solar plexus is where your stomach is. Okay. So yeah. If you're struggling to lose weight in your stomach area, trigger warning, another trigger warning, it could be because of a combination of factors of currently or post narcissistic relationships, so familial, lover-wise, also sexual abuse, we tend to form energetic shields in childhood as like a non-physical response when we don't feel safe physically. I didn't have anybody to protect me physically. Like I had dreams and I tap back into the memories of when that happened and why it happened. Um, and it happened to me on purpose, which was really fucked up. That's like a whole other story. I can get into another time, but basically I formed like three massive shields over my entire energy as like a way to energetically protect myself because that was literally all I could do. That was all my soul could do in that moment. And so yeah, and then the next thing is hormones and your immune system. Oh my God. So your cortisol, your stress hormone stays high, which leads to inflammation and burnout. You feel like you can't ever clean your house. You're constantly getting sick. Okay, I went through all of this when I was living with my narcissistic mother. You have a dopamine and a serotonin drop as well. So that causes emotional numbness and a lack of joy. And when you have a lack of joy, and with a combination of this little will to live due to that narcissistic abuse on your mid-cingulate cortex, I think it's specifically your mid-cingulate anterior cortex. I can't remember. Anyways, when you combine that, you feel like you're just living to be in pain and to suffer. And I'm here to tell you that is not your fucking purpose. Okay? That is not your fucking purpose. You are here to have a good life. Believe it or not, okay, contrary to popular belief, you are here to enjoy yourself. You are here to experience freedom, joy, your passions, your desires. You deserve it. Okay. And I know that I can tell you that till you're blue in the face, but until you do that healing on yourself and inside, then that's not going to fully sink in for you. But I do want to let you know that you have somebody digitally, okay, and also physically if you ever come visit me or whatever, if you ever come see me speak or want to like come visit me in person. But I'm here to tell you, okay, I am here as your number one supporter. Like, if I can get through this, you guys can get through this as well. And I am going to be your lighthouse every step of the way, giving you guys everything I've got that I can. All right. So, um, and yeah, when your immune system functions less, like it starts to get weakened, you're more susceptible to getting sick more. So, okay, I feel like that was all of the notes that I wanted to say. And just really quick, I do want to mention this really fast. Freeze and functional freeze are two different trauma responses. So I already have a nervous system healing video on the freeze. Now we're going to get into the functional freeze. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I want to say. Okay. All right, so here we go, the fun part. All right, this is how I do my energy healing on myself and with others. So I research where does functional freeze manifest. The overall nervous system, you guys can take notes as well if this resonates. The vagus nerve, the autonomic nervous system, and the parasympathetic nervous system. So with the overall nervous system, when I perform energy healing on myself, I have to be really careful, really gentle. It is very fragile. If you're very sensitive to like seizures, blinking lights, that kind of like energy, be very, very careful with yourself. Okay. Um, yeah, I do offer, I'm being called to discuss this really quick. I do offer one-on-one sacred alchemy sessions. They are one-on-one intimate sessions where me and you work together. I use a combination of energy healing techniques, life guidance, life advice, channeling. I mean, I do so many things in one session. So if you feel like you are ready for massive transformation post narcissistic abuse, and you're very sensitive to energies just like I am, and that is resonating with you, if you're getting goosebumps, crazy full body chills, definitely reach out. I have my link tree posted in this description. So just click that. The sessions there are very limited. Okay, these are not offered a lot, and I wanted that to be on purpose. So that way I could work with certain individuals one-on-one very intimately and really help you like a thorough energy cleanse in your soul and your mind and in your body. That way you can start experiencing your external reality totally different than you ever have before. So, yeah, and I'm gonna stand on 10 toes on that because I literally did that for myself. Like I've achieved my 5D living situation. I am free. I have a 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. It's luxurious. Oh my gosh. And yeah, it is fucking amazing. I love it. So, anyways, here we go. First step is, okay, let me just go over how I do this. I basically use a combination of my free will. So I'm using my free will to be here right now to consciously choose to do this for all of you, okay? For this aligned collective, for those who find this video. Okay, and then I also use the power of intention. So my free will plus the power of my intention. Okay, with the nervous system, I want to go into my energy and channel how many layers of functional freeze is stuck here in my overall nervous system. So I'm going to show you guys multiple ways. Okay, for those of you who have never dabbled in like spiritual stuff, like the crystal shop stuff, I'm so glad you found me because I'm going to give you like a total, like, I feel like a scientific perspective, you know what I mean? And also like kind of fun and fluid perspective on using this stuff. So you can take a pendulum and literally channel your aura. Okay, your aura extends 6 feet out. I'm pretty sure it's 6 feet. And just hold it here. This is something I just started doing recently, but I used to do the like the yes and the no thing. But now I've upgraded just tuning into my energy. Okay. And then I say, okay, pendulum, do I have functional freeze stuck in my nervous system at this time? And when it goes left, that means no. Okay, show me a yes. It goes straight. And then play with this. If you resonate, if you are the collective that resonates with the pendulum, ask it, what is my yes? What is my no? Okay. And then once you get your yes, all right, and your overall nervous system, then you're going to want to ask how many layers are here? Are there 5? Okay, use like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just use like certain like numerical stops. So I usually go between like 5 and 10. I'm like, okay, are there 10 layers here? If I get yes, I'm going to increase. Are there 15? Yes. Okay, I'm going to increase. Are there 20? No. And then that way I can work backwards and work down to clear it out of my nervous system. For example, if you are one of those who has 15 plus layers, okay, say for example, you have 17 layers. Okay. With my experience with myself and working with clients one-on-one in person, I recommend removing 2 layers at once. So write down that you have, okay, 17 layers, if that's how many you have. And then set the intention. I set the purest intention of the highest vibrational frequency to heal and release the first 2 layers of functional freeze off of my overall nervous system. And I send it back to source, the center of the universe, for healing. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, newer and truer energies that serve my highest contracts at this time. And then what I do is I clear my feminine energy, which is on the left side of my body. I clear my masculine energy, my overall energy, and the old body memory affiliated with that. That might be very intense for some of you. Go easy on yourself. Work with 1 to 2 layers and remove that body memory and see how you feel. Okay. You don't want to overdo it. And you also want to ask your body and your energy, am I good to remove all 17 layers today? You may get yes and you may get no. Listen to that. All of you are very unique and you need to listen to yourself. There is a reason for that. So, okay. And then the second technique that sometimes I like to do is muscle testing. So yes, no, show me yes, show me no. All right. When my thumb stops, that's a yes. When it goes, that's a no. That's not going to resonate with everybody. That's okay. That's just like one of my other techniques. And then also I will just channel without asking. I cleared my clairaudience and my claircognizant pathways. And so now I just hear channeled messages and channeled responses. So I don't have to do that. This is like training wheels, okay, but anybody can do it. That's my point, is anybody can work with a pendulum, anybody can muscle test. You don't have to be super psychic to do this on yourself, okay? And then yeah, once you have worked and healed your nervous system, channel for yourself. Okay, am I ready to do the vagus nerve? Is there anything in the vagus nerve? If so, yes. Okay, how many layers are here? Is there low vibrational energetic residue? That's another thing I forgot to mention. So with your nervous system, there can be low vibrational energetic residue from the functional freeze trauma response, and all you have to do is set the intention to remove it. I now heal and release all low vibrational energetic residue out of my nervous system affiliated with this functional freeze response that no longer serves. Send that back to source for healing, and I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, same thing, clear feminine, masculine, overall energy, old body memory. Okay. Go through this and work on your vagus nerve, your autonomic nervous system, and your parasympathetic nervous system. Channel that for yourself. Okay. Do I have functional freeze stuck in my parasympathetic nervous system? Do I have it stuck in my autonomic nervous system? Do I have it stuck in my vagus nerve? All right. After all of that is said and done, this is my follow-up medicine, follow-up advice for you. I'm not a doctor. Um, Disclaimer, this is just advice coming from me as a psychic. And if you're one of those, then this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so anyway, after doing this energy healing on yourself, listen to binaural beats. There are binaural beats out there on YouTube right now for neuropathy, for healing your nervous system, for autonomic nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, vagus nerve activation, vagus nerve healing. Okay, all you have to do is do a quick search in the YouTube bar and they come right up. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is when you start healing your nervous system, especially from these trauma responses, you are going to become more consciously self-aware of how sensitive you really are. Okay. So when you go into stores like Target and stores like Walmart or super like overstimulating environments, restaurants that play loud music, concerts, raves, okay, things that are going to literally overstimulate your nervous system, you're going to be like, oh my God, get me out of here. Okay. Start taking notes of that. And you're going to start adjusting your lifestyle accordingly, which is also going to help you start adjusting to your ultimate dream reality that you're trying to manifest. Okay. Um, One of the things I love to do is go have afternoon tea at this really nice hotel in downtown Salt Lake City. It's called the Grand America. They do afternoon tea and they play a harp there and sometimes they play piano. But oh my gosh, when they play the harp, because I'm so sensitive to energies, it feels so good. I'm just like, oh my God. And then I'm drinking my nice hot chockey. Okay. And I'm like, I'm just having a good time. I mean, all the snacks, I'm by myself. My nervous system is feeling good. I used to go there and get facials, like what, every month or so for a little while because I was trying to experiment with different uh, facial products for my skincare routine. And anyway, freaking loved going there. Um, but yeah, just start noticing things that nurture your nervous system and things that overstimulate it. And you'll notice the more that your nervous system feels nurtured, the more safer, the more relaxed you're going to feel sitting in your feminine energy, and the more you're going to be ready to receive. Okay. So if you were like me, you were stuck in your masculine energy your whole freaking life, you felt so uncomfortable receiving, you felt unworthy receiving, you felt undeserving of receiving, this is going to start helping you guys get there. Okay. This is not an overnight journey. This is going to be a process. Okay. But stick with me, hold my hand, I'll take you through it and I'll get you out the other side. Okay. What else? What else? Okay. Yeah. We mentioned the feminine energy healing. So if y'all are wanting more, if you're craving more after this video, I can help you heal deep energetic grooves that are embedded in your nervous system, especially like your energetic nervous system. Yeah, we have an energetic nervous system. Emotional scars, psychological scars that are in your psyche and your mind. Okay, this is how I literally see them. I have to draw them for you. Um, Yeah, just because I like don't want to go flipping through my journal to find it. This might be triggering, trigger warning, but this is how I see scars, emotional scars and psychological scars. They look like this. Yeah, anyways. And so yeah, if you guys want to heal those and remove that out of your energy, check out my sacred alchemy sessions. The reason why I do that is because I receive messages of not everybody is meant to be doing this on their own. Like this is something that I'm gonna have to like work through because I can see into people's energy very clearly. For those of you who don't know my backstory, go check out my dream interpretations of my Holocaust past lifetime. I go into why I'm very sensitive to energies, why I pick up on things other psychics cannot, and why I have super sensitive sight and hearing and everything and sensitivities. It is because of that past lifetime that I brought into this lifetime. Super long story, but definitely go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, if you guys want to go deeper into this healing, those sacred alchemy sessions are there and available. So There was one thing. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Really quick, I do want to walk through this one last energy healing technique, which is resetting your nervous system circuitry board. So this might not be necessary for you right now after this healing, but definitely write this down in your notes. Come back and rewatch this video if you need to. Sometimes when we remove these trauma responses out of our nervous system goes back into that state of like that moment in time of us experiencing that trauma and like where our nervous system was. And so the way I do this is okay, we have to get into a state of neutrality. So we're going to take 3 breaths together. Inhaling, exhaling. We're going to set the intention that with every inhale and exhale, we drop and drop and drop and drop into center, into neutrality, into 0 point of just calm. That feeling of how we feel when we wake up from a nap, we're just like, oh, I feel like so good. I feel so like resetted energy. Okay, next breath. One more time. Okay, now with grace and ease, we're going to go into our nervous system circuitry board and we're going to find the dial. Okay, a lot of your dials are up here, they're very high, and we're just going to slowly drop that dial down back to normal functioning levels. Okay, and I want you to ask the lower part of your body, how does this feel having a normal functioning nervous system? Oh, it feels really good. Okay, let's ask the middle part of our body. Breathe and tap if you have to, but I like to breathe through this. Middle part of your body, how does it feel to have a healthy, functioning nervous system for once? Oh, it feels really good. It feels really relaxing, it feels really calm. Upper half of the body, how does it feel to have a normal functioning nervous system? Oh, it feels so good. It feels so relaxed. I feel so good. Okay. And then, yeah, that is it for this video. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want more, share this video with somebody who you know needs this video and needs to open their minds and try something new, try something different, and try something that is going to work compared to what the things that haven't worked yet for them. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Shout out to my new TikTok homie. I love you. Thank you so much for inspiring this video. I will see you guys in the next YouTube video next week. Bye for now.